Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, March 13th. I am Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister here at Sunshine Cathedral and Auxiliary Bishop of the Global Justice Institute and the current President of the Divine Science Federation. With me today is the Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell and the Reverend Kevin Tisdall, both of whom minister with me at Sunshine Cathedral. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be part of it no matter where you live in the world. Watch our streaming programs, ask for prayer, make donations, and also follow us on social media. We'd love to have you as part of the Sunshine Cathedral community, regardless of your location. And if you live in South Florida, be sure to check out the Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, offering entertainment for the LGBTQ+ community to benefit the LGBTQ+ community. Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world. In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots Magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight, with nearly 10,000 stories and 10 million views in 2024. We will produce the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th, Pride Fete Diversity Pride in August, and now the near 50th anniversary of Pride Fort Lauderdale in February. We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. The Queer God Squad is unique in that we apply critical thought to religion while still embracing what is good about religion, and all in support of the LGBTQIAA+ community. If you enjoyed the Queer God Squad, help us reach more people by sharing this or other episodes with your friends, family, and social media communities. This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. How about G-O-double-D spelling for the divine? Gretchell posted on subreddit Unitarian Universalist, quote, "I recently heard an author on a podcast who uses G-O-D-D to represent the divine as any gender or none. It's still pronounced the same as God, but in my opinion, it is a useful spelling when wishing to avoid gender or wishing to be inclusive of all genders when talking about the divine. This is about a gender-free or gender-inclusive term for God, which is more about removing the S, E-S-S, from goddess than it is about adding a D to God. Its spelling is halfway between goddess and God. Its definition is meant to be inclusive of both a lack of gender and the gender spectrum," end quote. What do the theologians of the Queer God Squad think of G-O-double-D for God? Well, to put it honestly and delicately, I couldn't care less. Do what you got to do. Yep. Say goddess. I don't care. Say God. Let's see. There, oh, God, her name just went out of my head. But there's a minister who says, the goddess of my life, the Lord of my being. That's what she says about, and call about the one thing, the goddess of my life, the Lord of my being. So they do both. A lot of people will talk about Mother, Father God, or Goddess God, or Mother God. And so this is, I think, just one more attempt at that, to say whatever is ultimate. It can't be ultimate if it's limited by things like gender. Like to be ultimate, it has to be more than anything you can think of. So it can't just be male. It can't just be female. It might not can be either. But if it's either, it's got to be both. And whatever else is beyond, because gender is a spectrum of experience. So it's just one more way, I think, of trying to let what is ultimate be ultimate, to let God be bigger, to let the divine be bigger, to let spirit be bigger than we're tempted to let her, him, them, all of them be. And people have done this for, people talk about the universe, they'll talk about, in shorthand, in theological shorthand, we'll just write theta for God, or chi, like an X for Christ, which is why there's Xmas, that means chi, which is shorthand for Christ. It really is just Christmas. So the ignorance behind opposing that is just that, ignorance. People will talk about the source, or the one power, or spirit, and so on. So I think this G-O-double-D thing is just one more attempt to let whatever is ultimate, whatever is divine, be bigger than our traditions and vocabulary usually imply.
Right. It's rare that I use God
Oh, me too, right?
It's rare that I use that. And what struck me as interesting is when you were reading that, it said you were talking about inclusive of all genders when talking about the divine. The divine is one that I use frequently. The sacred, the divine, the universe. That to me feels not just even more inclusive, but all encompassing.
Yeah.
Like it can be greater and more. When you have difficulty trying to define what it means, God seems a little limiting.
Yeah.
And I know that God also has some baggage with it. It's got a lot of baggage with it. So if somebody wants to use G-O-D-D, sure, why not? If that works for you, you be you.
Yeah, I often use the interconnected web of existence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or ultimate reality, or Paul Tillich's the ground of being. Yeah, I don't like. It's useless to me, this idea, because when you say God or even goddess, I can't help but think of Olympus.
Right.
And these are people. They're people with magical powers, but they're way too limiting. I don't want God to be a person. I can't. Whatever is divine has to be for me the ground of being. It has to be isness that shows up and expresses through everything that is.
Yeah.
So this expression of isness, it's a limited expression of what isn't limited, because isness is everything. And so traditional theistic language, I'm a non-theist. I just am not. I don't have a theistic understanding of divinity.
That kind of covers it. Thank you all. The only thing that I would add to that, because I use universe probably more than I use anything else, but also the great I am.
Yeah.
That's one that I'll throw out there quite often. So however you identify with the universe, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you add an extra D. I don't mind if you don't use any word.
And if
for
you
it.
use old language, please contextualize it.
Yeah.
Then we know what you're
Then
saying.
we can
Right,
understand.
right.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to assume that you mean what I mean, and that might fuck the whole thing up.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
What is the what's that? Oh my gosh, he was the a roadie for or the road manager for was it AC/DC?
Oh, I
It
would.
was some big rock thing. Anyway, but he left that to become an Episcopal priest.
Oh, okay.
And he would say that God is what we call the blanket that we throw over the mystery to give it a shape.
I've actually heard that.
Yeah. So
Recently.
I've never heard that.
I've
That's
heard
very
that
interesting.
recently.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like that.
God
That's
is
nice.
what we call the blanket that we throw over the mystery to give it a shape. And
Nice.
So if that's what we're talking about, God,
Yeah.
God with double D, goddess, whatever, fine. But again, if you're going to use old words, but you don't mean what old words mean, you need to say that so that we are all on the same page. So at least I know why I disagree with you, or why I agree with you, or because maybe I thought I agreed with you and now I don't, or whatever. Just be clear. And I think that's the shell game of religion a lot of times, is that we use ambiguous language so that we think we've said something, but also we were safe enough we didn't get in trouble. Say what you mean. Get in trouble. Just be a grown up. Get in trouble. So that's all right.
Good trouble.
Good trouble. That's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, we want to invite you to join Sunshine Cathedral on a wonderful travel experience and help our mission for our community. Join us on the Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise. This unique 3-day cruise will sail from Miami on the $1 billion and ultra deluxe 170,000-ton MSC Seascape on November 2nd, 2025. The cruise is for the Florida AIDS Walk. Your participation helps 13 vital beneficiaries in our community. The cruise is an incredible value starting at just $199 and is also a fundraiser for the Sunshine Cathedral. Parties, special events, and more aboard, including a special unlimited beverage and open bar with Wi-Fi for all 3 days for just $68. We invite you to join us on this amazing cruise for fun. This vital cruise for good.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that. We all are in this together.
Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.
Bye.